SQL Server Service Broker module is going on, and in this second video, we will discuss about the main uses of the service broker. By using the service broker, we can implement the goal for the database load balancing. Database load balancing can distribute the work across several databases. So in this way, we can minimize the latency, and the query can be more responsive, and consequently we can increase the queries throughput. So this is the goal we can achieve by using the service broker. And service broker can increase the performance of the application. Like we have the front end application. Front end application is getting the data from the customers. It records the information and can send the process intensive tasks to the queue, which is the service broker queue in the backend database. And in this way we can distribute the works, and these tasks will work independently and asynchronously, so the application will be the more responsive. Like we have the our trading application. In the trading application we have the two process. One is the customer order process and one is the payment received business process. So against these two processes there are the two databases, which one is handling the customer orders and one is for the payments process. So order application is communicating with the customers, getting the orders from the customers, and in this against these orders, the payment will be received so that the delivery can be scheduled. So now the order application don't want to wait for the payments to be completed for the deliveries. Order application want to work asynchronously so that the it will be more responsive. So what it will do when the orders will be generated by using this application, this application will send the messages in the queue to the payment applications. Though now the payment application, when it will receive the messages, it will dequeue these messages and it will process the messages asynchronously, and then will respond back to the order applications against these payments, that the payment for the certain order is received or rejected, so that the delivery can be made. So in this way the application performance can be increased and the application will be more responsive. By using this, we can implement this concept by using the service broker, and our application for performance will be increased. Service broker, as we know, is a message delivery framework, and it is in native database application. So by using the service broker, we can reduce the development because all we are using the built-in objects, and the work will also be reduced because the service broker is the built-in of using the built-in objects, and they follow the ACID rules of the transactions. And that is why the test work will also be reduced. And by using the service broker, we can achieve the asynchronous as well as the deferred message processing. What is this asynchronous message? As we already have discussed, asynchronous message processing, the sender can continue sending the message to the receiver, and the receiver will receive these messages asynchronously and will process this message asynchronously at later time. So the sender will not wait for the response from the message. And the deferred message processing is same like the asynchronous message processing, but in we can schedule the time for these tasks. We can insert the message in the queue on a certain time. We can schedule this one, and when the message will be processed, we can also control, the receiver can also control this task. There we can schedule that the message will be processed at a certain time. This time we can set, and then accordingly the message will be processed in asynchronously. This is the same like we are scheduling the database backups, that the system should have to take the backup of the database at midnight when there the resources are free and there is no load on the system. So we can achieve this goal by using the this service broker. So these are the main uses of the service broker.